I'm Rab from Glasvegas.
Hi, I'm James from Glasvegas. We're going to talk about the songs on the record, and the record's called Euphoric Heartbreak. Pain, Pain, Never Again. That was I think the first song that I'd written for the album. I think I'd been in some kind of deep sleep at some point in Los Angeles, and when I woke up, me and some friends went to another friend's house, and when we dropped one of our friends off to do he does like music scores and stuff, and I can't remember what movie he was doing a score for, but he turned up later with this little piece of music that he'd made, and when he played it, I kind of instantly heard the words, all the words for Pain, Pain, Never Again. I took a little piece of paper, and I was writing the words down, and that's how that song came about, really. What sparked it in the first place was probably the neon sign in Tony Montana's house that says "The world is yours." When I seen that sign, for some reason, I just my youth, you know, whether it's being at a disco or standing at a bar in a club or whatever, I'm always quite shy in, believe it or not, in those environments. I don't like dancing and stuff, and I don't like approaching or talking to girls or whatever. I don't really know how to. Well, maybe I'm not as bad as what I was then.
I'll second that.
And so I was thinking about shyness, and you know how it can be quite crippling at times, or it can be quite like a hard thing to overcome. And if I was to overcome it in some theatrical Hollywood way, how would I like to do it? And that's when I was writing, since my eyes saw yours, if I'm your world, the world is yours. Meaning that if I would mean everything to you, then you can have everything. You know, and I guess it was some romantic kind of gesture type thing. I was just thinking, you know, and people in general, just like they're just as deep as the ocean. That, I mean, we've grew up together, and there's still a lot that I don't know about them, that I'm just finding out about each day. Through time, I realised that I wasn't really writing about, but I was writing a little bit with Rab in mind, but probably more so I was writing about myself. And more often than not, when you think you are writing about somebody else, it turns out that you're totally writing about yourself. And what I probably mean by that is still a lot about myself that I don't know, and I'm probably as deep as the ocean, and I don't really know if in my lifetime I'm actually going to I don't know how well I'm going to get to know myself. And once you kind of surrender to that, then sometimes, you know, things can be a little bit easier. I got a bottle of honey whiskey. I just sat down with it on the table, and everybody had left the house at this point.
We own it for a drink.
I remember I'd been up for a couple of days, and my head was probably just, I wasn't in total control of myself, I don't think, you know what I mean? I thought, right, I'm going to find out now if this job's for me, and I just get into a little kind of daydream again, and when I kind of snapped out of it or whatever, then had that song there, and then everybody came home, and I'd went doubt myself, and then seeing a little kind of glimmer of hope or something, and then things were kind of starting to build up, and then I had the song, I had all the parts down for the song.
The funny thing about that night was we all came back, and I was like, that's amazing, that's brilliant. And Kev, our engineer, whose honey whiskey James had sat and drank, was like, who the fuck got my honey whiskey? He was just bored to drink his whiskey. Shine Like Stars isn't worth a $10 bottle of whiskey. I think it's when we played the Barrowlands, that was when I had the melody for it. The riff.
So I remember us walking back and forwards through the Gallowgate, and I always had this picture of like the suburbs in Florida, and a Thelma and Louise type little story. It was one woman who would look through her blinds each night and see a neighbour, another woman, walking past her window. And every night when she sees her, she recognises that there's a connection and a common thread that's running through both of their lives. And one night the two women meet in the street, and they get speaking, and then they plan on running away together that night. So it's one of those kind of little snapshot of a runaway type song. Sometimes in any relationship, whether it's friendships, husband, wife, whatever, the power will shift. I mean, the power shifts between me and him a lot. Sometimes I can recognise if he's feeling insecure or like feeling scared about something, and vice versa. And when that happens, then you need to step up and be the one to say, look, you're with me, you know what I mean, you're staying here, and we're not going anywhere. And that's the way it is, that's the way it goes between any relationship. And in this story, I guess it's two lovers. The surroundings, maybe doubting their relationship, but them saying, look, fuck the world, fuck everything else around about, but us, yeah, that we're absolutely novice, and this is new to us, but can we stay together? I'm going on, like, come with me kind of thing. It's a love song, I guess, you know.